If you are too busy to sow seeds every month, but you still want to have clean vegetables to eat all year round, then you will not want to miss today's video. We are going to share the top 10 perennial vegetables that are ideal for sustainable urban gardening. You only need to plant them once, and you can harvest sustainably from year to year in a realistic way. You will have so much that you could eat it until you are old and still have plenty left over. Especially the first and the 10th are extremely nutritious and easy to grow, to the point that it is hard to kill them even if you tried. Let us discover them right away. Number 1 is sweet leaf. This is the first perennial vegetable where you plant once and harvest for life. The plant is very easy to grow, and it can tolerate a range of different weather conditions. You can grow sweet leaf by sowing seeds, or more commonly by taking cuttings. The rainy season is the ideal time for taking cuttings because the survival rate is very high. Choose branches that are neither too young nor too old to use as cuttings. Cut the branches into short sections of about 20 centimeters to prepare for planting. In the rainy season, you may not even need rooting hormone, as the cuttings will root well in the soil. You can use old plastic bottles with holes drilled for drainage to make convenient starter pots for the young plants. Line the bottom with coconut coir or dry leaves to retain moisture and create good aeration. The soil mix consists of loose soil, rice husks, coconut coir, and organic fertilizer in equal proportions. Mix it thoroughly by hand to ensure the nutrients are distributed evenly throughout the pot. Press the soil down lightly and avoid compacting it too much, as this could affect the rooting process. Insert the cutting deep into the soil, and you can put 2 or 3 cuttings in each pot as a backup in case one fails. After taking the cuttings, place them in a spot with gentle light, avoiding direct sunlight. Water them every day to keep the soil moist, which helps the cuttings to root quickly. When you see strong roots emerging, the plant is ready to be moved to the garden. The root system of sweet leaf is very strong. This is the key to the plant living for decades. You can plant it in larger pots or directly into the garden soil. Sweet leaf likes full sun, but it can also do well in partial shade. Regularly add organic fertilizer and water so that the shoots stay plump. The more you harvest the tips, the more new branches the plant will produce, and you will have more than you can use. With sweet leaf, you only need to plant it once to have vegetables for 10 years. It is a source of clean, nutritious food and is extremely economical for the family. Start with sweet leaf to have a perennial vegetable garden right at your home. Number 2 is garlic chives. This is a perennial vegetable that you plant once and can harvest from for 3 to 5 years. To keep the leaves large and healthy, you should divide the clumps and repot them periodically. The best time to propagate is in early spring, when the new shoots start to appear. After a year, the root system will have grown very strongly and filled the pot. First, use a small trowel to loosen the soil around the edges and lift the entire root ball out of the pot. Turn the pot upside down and tap gently, and you will see the dense root mass all intertwined. The roots are very thick, which is why the plant can become stunted if we do not divide it in time. Carefully separate each clump gently to avoid damaging the shoots. Each small division will develop into a new healthy clump larger than before. If some clumps are stuck together, you can leave 2 or 3 shoots together to plant. Do not forget to trim back the old roots to stimulate new healthy roots. Leave the divisions in a cool, airy place for about a day so that the cut surfaces dry out and avoid bacterial infection. Garlic chives needs loose, nutrient-rich soil to develop sustainably for many years. Mix in some rice husks to help retain moisture and prevent the soil from becoming compacted after repeated watering. The soil is good when it has high looseness, which allows the roots to spread easily and absorb nutrients. Place a layer of small stones at the bottom of the pot to ensure good drainage and prevent rot. Fill the pot with soil to about 2/3 full, then level the surface, ready for planting. Make small holes spaced about 10 centimeters apart so that the clumps have space to develop later. In each hole, plant a small cluster of about 8 to 10 divisions so that the plants can support each other. Cover with soil so that the stems protrude about 1 centimeter above the surface to allow the plant to photosynthesize easily. Water thoroughly immediately after planting so that the roots settle quickly into the new soil. Leave the pot in a shady spot for 3 days before moving it to full sun to help the plant adapt. With this method, you will always have vigorous clumps of garlic chives with large leaves to use all year round. Garlic chives is not only easy to grow, but it is also a nutritious addition to your garden. Number 3 is Garland Chrysanthemum. This is a type of vegetable that is extremely easy to grow and gives continuous harvests from your home garden. First, prepare good quality seeds and plastic trays filled with potting mix. Use your hand to make small holes about 1 centimeter deep to prepare for sowing the seeds. In each hole, drop 2 or 3 seeds to ensure good density for the plants. Then cover with a thin layer of soil to retain moisture and protect the seeds as they germinate. Water thoroughly using a fine mist spray to avoid washing the seeds out of place. In just 3 to 4 days, the first seedlings will start to emerge. Care for the young plants in the tray for 25 to 30 days before transplanting them. When the plants are sturdy, prepare larger pots with loose soil mixed with organic fertilizer for better growth. The ideal spacing between plants is 7 to 10 centimeters so that the leaves do not overlap. It is best to transplant in the afternoon when it is cooler so the plants do not wilt and recover quickly. Place each root ball carefully into the hole. Press the soil gently around the base to hold the plant upright. Continue planting until the pot is full, making sure the plants are in straight rows and look neat. Add a layer of straw or old husks to retain moisture on the soil surface and keep the roots cool. Arrange the mulch carefully so it does not cover the young leaves, allowing good light for photosynthesis. Water once more to help the soil settle around the roots and encourage new root growth. After about 50 days, the Garland Chrysanthemum will grow quickly with attractive green foliage. When the plants reach a good size, it is time to harvest for use. The secret is to cut only the tender tops, leaving a few leaf nodes at the base so the plant can continue to produce new shoots. Regular cutting of the tops will stimulate more new growth so you can harvest for a long time. With just a few plants of Garland Chrysanthemum, you will have a basket full of clean vegetables for the family meal. Homegrown Garland Chrysanthemum is tasty and completely safe. Try sowing this one soon to have fresh vegetables all year round. Number 4 is Lolot Leaves. This is a spice vegetable that is extremely easy to grow, and you plant once and harvest forever. The plant spreads quickly, thanks to its root system and creeping stems close to the ground. You can use older stems bought from the market to start propagating. Choose semi-mature branches, neither too old nor too young, for a high survival rate. Use a sharp knife to remove the lower leaves to reduce water loss from the cutting. The cutting should be about 15 centimeters long and have at least 2 or 3 leaf nodes. Remove any flowers or buds if present, so the energy goes into rooting. Cutting the larger leaves in half is a trick to prevent the cutting from wilting in the first few days. New roots will emerge from the leaf nodes when we insert the cutting into moist soil. Prepare several cuttings at once to plant in the pot so the clump fills quickly. Remove any very tender tips as they can rot easily. Standard cuttings will help the plant root firmly and produce new shoots soon. The soil only needs to be loose and well draining for Lolot to grow strongly. When inserting, Make sure at least one leaf node is buried in the soil for quick rooting. The spacing between cuttings does not need to be wide. Just a few centimeters is sufficient. In just a few weeks, these cuttings will start to root and produce new leaves. Even the older parts of the stem can sprout reliably. So that is the quick and easy planting process that anyone can do at home. This is what it looks like after 10 days. The plants are still fresh and show no signs of wilting. Keep the pot in partial shade and water once a day to maintain soil moisture. Do not worry if some stem nodes drop off, as it is a natural process. After about a month, the roots will have grown long. At this point, you can add a little organic fertilizer. When new shoots appear, it is a sign the plant is healthy and ready to spread in the garden. Plant once, and you will have clean Lolot leaves all year round for your delicious wrapped dishes. Number 5 is Gotu Kola. This is a perennial vegetable that is very easy to grow, and you only need to plant it once. This vegetable contains plenty of vitamin C and antioxidants, which are good for your health. It helps with joint problems, gout, and inflammation. The flowers of Gotu Kola contain thousands of small seeds, which are the source of perpetual seed. You can harvest seeds from the flowers or dig up young plants to propagate. Pull up the whole plant with roots from where it grows wild to bring home for planting in pots. Gotu Kola is very succulent, so handle it gently to avoid breaking the stems. Choose fresh, plump clumps for quick rooting. If you cannot plant immediately, keep them in a cool place. The soil should be loose, mixed with dry husks and well-rotted manure. Mix it thoroughly to create good aeration for the roots. Use your finger to make a small hole in the soil and place the Gotu Kola clump in it. Cover the roots with soil and press lightly around to hold the plant steady. Plant the clumps a few centimeters apart and they will quickly cover the tray. Gotu Kola loves moisture, so planting in the rainy season helps it recover fast. Water immediately after planting thoroughly into the soil, but do not spray directly on the plant. Be careful not to water too forcefully from above to avoid breaking the delicate stems. Keep the soil constantly moist because Gotu Kola really likes damp conditions. In about 3 days, the plant will start to grow taller and flower profusely. The mature black seeds will drop onto the soil and new plants will appear. When harvesting, you should use scissors to cut the tips so the plant continues to branch out. You can gently brush the flowers to collect the black seeds and scatter them directly on the garden soil. From just a few initial clumps, the seeds will spread themselves, helping you have vegetables forever. Planting Gotu Kola is the simplest way to have a perennial vegetable garden. Number 6 is water spinach. This is a vegetable that is extremely easy to grow, and you only need to sow it once to keep harvesting until your hands are tired. First, you need to choose the tree leaf variety of water spinach seeds, so the plants stay healthy and give that lovely crisp texture we enjoy so much. Soak the seeds in warm water overnight to encourage quicker and more even germination overall. After that, wrap them in a damp cloth inside a container for another night until they show tiny roots ready to go. The soil mix should include worm castings and coconut coir to create a light, fluffy texture that holds moisture nicely without becoming waterlogged. Mix it thoroughly by hand so the nutrients spread evenly through the growing medium in every pot. Line the base of your container with a layer of coconut coir to ensure proper drainage and avoid any chance of root rot. Fill the pots with the prepared soil and smooth the surface, ready for sowing the seeds evenly. Press the soil down lightly to create a stable bed where the seeds can take root comfortably. Scatter the pre-sprouted seeds evenly across the surface, taking care not to sow them too thickly together. Cover them with a thin layer of coconut coir to lock in the moisture and give some protection in the first days. Water gently with a mist sprayer so the seeds settle nicely into the moist soil without disturbance. Use a light shade cloth over the top for the first couple of days to shield them from harsh direct sun. In just 3 days, you will see the first strong shoots pushing upwards with real vigor. Once the seedlings are 5 days old, give them a light spray of organic nutrients to encourage those vibrant green leaves. Remember to water regularly in the early morning and late afternoon to help the vegetables grow at their best pace. Add a sprinkle of crushed eggshell around the base to strengthen the stems and provide extra calcium for the plants. By around 17 days, the vegetables are tall enough for your first harvest, and they taste their crispest and sweetest then. An important tip is to cut, leaving 2 or 3 leaf nodes at the base so the plant produces fresh new shoots quickly. It is best to pick in the early morning when the leaves still have dew so they stay fresh and do not wilt at all. With just a few small pots, you can get a big basketful for the family meal every time. After harvesting, trim back any overcrowded areas so the new shoots have space to grow strongly. Water with a little rice rinsing water to give the roots a gentle boost of natural nutrients. You can expect the next harvest in only 10 days if you keep up this simple routine. Number 7 is sweet basil. This is an essential fragrant herb that you cannot do without, and it propagates very easily from cuttings. Choose semi-mature branches that are neither too old nor too young for the best chance of success. Prepare a pot with good drainage holes to prevent the cuttings from rotting at the base. Fill the pot halfway with soil already mixed with organic fertilizer for steady growth. Place a small cup in the center to create a perfect hole for the rooting sand layer. Add more soil around the cup until the pot is full, then gently remove the cup to leave a neat space. Fill the hole with fine sand, which helps retain moisture and speeds up root formation nicely. Level the surface, and the pot is now ready for the cuttings to go in. Prepare 4 or 5 fresh basil cuttings, each about 10 to 15 centimeters long. Trim the lower leaves to reduce water loss and help the cutting focus energy on rooting. Make a slanted cut at the base to increase the surface area for better water uptake. Insert the cuttings straight into the sand layer and press gently around them so they stand firm. Plant several cuttings together in one pot to build a nice bushy clump later on. Firm the sand down to stop the cuttings moving when you water them later. Water thoroughly for the first time so the sand and soil connect properly. Cover the pot with an upturned plastic cup to create a humid environment that encourages fast rooting. After 5 to 7 days, when the cuttings look fresh again, you can remove the cover. Once the roots reach through the sand into the organic soil, the plants will grow rapidly. Pinch out the tips regularly to encourage more branches and create a fuller bush. With 1 round of cuttings, you will have sweet basil to enjoy all year round. Number 8 is a fragrant mint variety known as hung treng. This is a perennial herb that lives a long time in the garden and makes a great addition to your cooking. It also works well as a simple remedy for coughs and colds, which is a bonus. Choose semi-mature stems that are neither too old nor too young to use as cuttings. Trim off the lower leaves, leaving just 2 or 3 at the top to help the cutting focus on rooting. The eyes at the nodes are where new roots will emerge, so select stems with plenty of healthy ones. Use a plastic pot or polystyrene box for planting right on your balcony if you like. Line the bottom with coconut core or small stones to ensure excellent drainage. Mix the soil with organic fertilizer and well-rotted leaf mold to keep it loose and airy. Level the surface and press lightly to stabilize the mix before inserting the cuttings. The plant grows quickly, so a few stems will soon cover the whole pot surface. Use a stick or spoon to make holes before placing each cutting in. Insert each stem at least 1 node deep so the roots have a good hold. Space the cuttings about 5 centimeters apart to give the bush room to spread nicely. Press the soil gently around each base to hold the stems steady. Water thoroughly straight after planting and keep the pot in light shade for the first few days. After 25 days, you will see new leaves appearing, strong and green. The more you pick the tips, the more side branches the plant produces for you. Those lush green leaves not only flavor your meals, but also brighten up your green space. With one planting, you will have this mint to use indefinitely in the kitchen. Number 9 is Malabar Spinach. This is a climbing vegetable that is extremely easy to grow, and you only need to sow once for harvests that last all year. The plant adapts well, has few pest problems, and sends out new shoots quickly after each picking. Choose high-yielding Malabar spinach seeds so the leaves grow large and the tips stay plump. The seeds are quite hard, so pick uniform ones for the highest germination rate. Mix the soil with coconut coir or organic matter in equal parts to hold moisture around the seeds. Scatter the seeds evenly over the surface without letting them pile up on each other. Cover with a thin layer of soil, then water thoroughly to trigger quick germination. Keep the tray covered for 3 days to create warmth and darkness for steady sprouting. After 4 days, move it into light, and you will see the first pair of bright green seed leaves. By day 9, the roots are established and the seedlings are ready for larger pots. Make a hole about 2 centimeters deep in the new potting mix for safe planting. Use a wooden stick to lift the root ball intact and avoid damaging the delicate roots. Place the seedling in the hole, cover with soil, and press lightly to hold it upright. Water every morning to keep the right moisture level for leaf development. By day 20, the plants have 2 or 3 true leaves the size of your finger and can go into the garden. When the roots fill the bottom of the small pot, it is a sign they are strong and ready for the next stage. Add a sprinkle of beneficial fungi or antagonist microbes to the soil before planting to keep diseases away. Space the plants 20 centimeters apart so each one has room and nutrients to thrive. Water thoroughly right after transplanting to help the roots settle into the new soil. Add organic fertilizer regularly so the leaves grow thicker and the tips extend longer. After 15 days in the garden, the plants start to climb and produce those deep green leaves that look so appealing. When harvesting, cut above the leaf axils so the plant keeps sending up new branches from the base. Planting once really can give you vegetables for life if you care for the clumps properly. Number 10 is the ginseng leaf plant. This is a dual-purpose herb and medicinal plant that you plant once and use for a lifetime. The small leaf variety is very resilient and grows well in pots or as a living hedge around the home. The simplest way is to take semi-mature cuttings and insert them into moist soil. The plant will root by itself even if the cuttings travel from far away, as long as you do it right. After a short time, the root system develops strongly and fills the pot completely. Plant several cuttings in one hole to build a thick bush from the start. The plant prefers loose, well-draining soil, so the roots stay healthy for years. It likes moderate light, and too much direct sun can make the leaves turn yellow and stiff. When moving to a larger pot, add extra organic fertilizer for long-term nutrition. Place the root ball in the center, making sure the crown is not buried too deeply. Firm the soil around the base with your hands to stop the plant rocking in the wind. Scatter a little well-rotted manure on top to maintain soil fertility over time. Water thoroughly after planting so the roots connect quickly with the fresh soil. The tender new tips look attractive and provide clean leaves for your meals. You can use the leaves in salads, spring rolls, or chopped into omelets for extra flavor. Both the leaves and roots contain compounds that support brain health and immunity. Besides being edible, the plant brings positive energy as a simple feng shui addition to your space. Harvest the mature or older leaves first, leaving the tender tips to keep growing. Regular pruning keeps the bush open and reduces any pest or disease risk. It needs no fancy care and stays green through every season without much effort. After a few years, you can even harvest the roots for a valuable tonic infusion. Those are the 10 resilient vegetables that help you save money on fresh produce every year. Does your garden or balcony already have any of these growing? Let me know in the comments below which one you plan to try first. If you found the video useful, please give it a like and subscribe so we can keep sharing simple ways to green our urban spaces together. I hope you soon have a productive little garden that gives you fresh vegetables just as you like. See you in the next video, and happy gardening.